Welcome fellow Blue Bombers, Origin from OriginEX here, bringing you a playthrough of Megaman's first entry in its long series. Now once you hit the stage select screen, you can play this in any order you want, but I'm choosing Bomb-Man first. Now Bomb-Man's stage is relatively easy. First off, you get these purple robots that jump at you, they will die with one hit. Once you get to these exploding bombs, just jump backwards and move in between the spread of the first bomb and second bomb. Once you get the rhythm down, it's not too bad. Watch out for the sentry guns in this next part. The lower path is easier since you can take them out, and if you've already taken a hit, there will be 2 energy pellets at the end. Once you enter the second screen, there will be 4 turrets facing you. Kill them off one by one and there will be a power capsule if you got hit. Now in this next area, you can only damage these enemies with shields after they fired off an attack. So just do a light jump over the bullet and shoot a few shots and repeat. As you continue right, you'll see bombs and turrets waiting for you. These are pretty easy to destroy, but keep in mind the blast radius the bombs leave behind when they take fire. Be sure to grab any extra lives along the way. Now most Nintendo games have a short memory life, so if you exit the screen by going left or right and you come back, the enemies will have respawned. This is actually a pain unless you decide to farm items or lives, just keep that in mind. These enemies that crawl on the floor will move faster towards you when you're walking on the same elevation. Just be careful. Watch the bombs that fly from the right and jump across. Now once you climb the ladder, take note of all the spikes here. These guys in the protective plating that fly through the screen can only be damaged once they open up and fire, but they also shoot in all directions, making jumping across slightly difficult. After you navigated all that, if you catch the opening on the right after you climb the ladder, there'll be a 1-up available. It's easier to take a hit from the first enemy and just run through and get out of it. Once you see the doors, you are 1 enemy away from hitting the checkpoint. The next area before the boss, there'll be 2 screens with a ladder descending. Just jump down and try to avoid the enemies that move horizontally. Once you reach Bomb-Man, the battle will start. Bomb-Man will jump across the screen, also throwing bombs along the way. These are easily avoidable. Just run towards or away from the boss while he's tossing these bombs or jumping. Bomb-Man is weak against the weapon you get off Fireman, but you should have no issues with the Buster Cannon. Just shoot him about 7 or 8 times, he will go down. So once you grab the power up, you're now able to use bombs as well. This will come in handy against Gutsman. Alright, let's go with Gutsman. After the first few guys, you'll come across a series of moving platforms that you'll have to navigate across. Every opening that you see, the platform drops and you will fall unless you predict the path and jump across. That last jump can be tricky, but once you're done that, you'll be bombarded by enemies that dive bomb you when you get close. Next up are these robots with shields. They can be tricky and they can only be attacked when they're lobbing their pickaxes. It's actually almost easier to take a hit and run through or just fire off your Mega Blaster as fast as you can to kill them, rather than dodging its attack. Fall down into the next screen and watch for enemies. Now you're going to want to take the middle path for some items. Then fall down the middle path again. To the left will be a 1-up that I completely missed. This next area has a robot that springs forward at you. Your best bet is to run under him. If he hits you, you will lose a large portion of damage, and it takes a lot of gunfire to take him down. So just fire like a madman through the tunnel before the boss, pick up any items along the way. Now Gutsman can be easily killed with bombs, so switch your main weapon. Now when Gutsman jumps, if you're standing on the ground and he lands on the ground, you become stunned. So you have to jump before Gutsman hits the ground while watching out for the boulders that he tosses. You'll start off by going left, which is rare in NES logic. You'll notice our friends are back, but this time they received a paint job, and now they seem to attack upwards, so be careful while jumping over them. Keep an eye out for 2 turrets as you climb to the next area. There's going to be 3 more turrets here, all shooting at different elevations, so just take your time. Three more turrets, just run and gun. More turrets, just watch when climbing the first ladder, you are in harm's way. These white Pac-Mans fly out of the container and more enemies jump down from the cliff. Once you get past them, you encounter these weird block enemies who constantly moves back and forward on a particular path. You'll find more of the same enemies here. These guys are really easy to kill if you need health, energy, or even a chance for a 1-up. The next few screens will have the same enemies here, so either run through or kill them. The Pac-Mans attack again, you will be attacked from the sky this time. Be sure to grab the power capsule because the boss is not far off. Dash through the next 2 areas and you shouldn't get hit. See, this is my point earlier. On the PS4, the triangle button acts as an auto-fire. Look how much damage these guys soak up. Don't count on killing it before it jumps towards you, you're always going to need to run under it. The tunnel has turrets along the ceilings and floors. Be sure to take them out before they fire. Cutman is very forgiving when you face him. His attacks don't really do that much damage, so it gives you enough time to analyze his attacks and movements and adjust accordingly. If you use Gutsman's power-up, the Super Arm, you can pick the 2 blocks at the start of the area and throw them at Cutman for massive damage. Now this part can be a little tricky with timing. You can shoot the enemies to stun their movements before jumping. Now you'll have to jump between electricity traps. Try to remember what these look like. Enemies will close in, and when they get around to the same elevation as you, they'll open up and fire electric bolts your direction. Again, watch out for these enemies. Now these blocks will appear and disappear, another timing mechanic you absolutely need to get used to. Just wait for the blocks and take your time. My advice, do not go for this power-up. I have hit my head on this ledge and died for over 20 years. Lots of Nintendo games has this one jump that's plagued with death, and this is it. Depending on the path you chose to take earlier, navigate your way through. So this is another weapon for you to use. If you do not get this weapon and you choose to go to Wily's castle, you cannot beat the game. This is a necessity. It allows you to create temporary platforms. You need to get this. Take note of how these electric traps work. The end is filled with them. Watch the robots that are jumping. You can get knocked off the ladder and you will fall 2 to 3 screens and have to redo all of that. Once you make your way in, switch to Cutman's weapon and begin climbing. Focus on one electric trap at a time as you make your way up. Elecman's attack does ridiculous amount of damage, and if you're using the Buster Cannon, expect to hit him at least 20 to 30 times. Or you can kill him in 3 hits. Now that's the end of part 1. Be sure to check the next video for part 2.